The 1976 remake of King Kong was a financial success, so it makes sense for producer Dino De Laurentiis to start pursuing the making of a sequel as soon as the original one hit theaters. It wasn't easy though, as the remake box office, profitable as it was underwhelming as far as the studio was concerned, and legal matters about the ownership of the character still linger around. There was also the problem of the movie's story since, Kong died in the first movie. The writers struggled to come up with a convincing justification for the ape's return, with most, if not all of their ideas involving him being reanimated as a cyborg, which sounds far-fetched, but it is nothing compared to the actual content of these stories. An embarrassment, as the screenwriter Steven Pressfield described them, with ludicrous premises such as Kong in space and Kong fighting the killer whale from the movie Orca, the Killer Whale, another De Laurentiis production. In the end, they settled with just giving the titular monkey an artificial heart transplant. It still technically counts as turning him into a cyborg, but it is somewhat more grounded, now that it solved King Kong Lives from being the most ludicrous Kong movie around. To recapitulate, Kong is in need of a new artificial heart, but needs blood transfusion for the transplant operation. Coincidentally, at this time a female of Kong's species, which everyone refers to as Lady Kong, is discovered and brought to America for the surgery. Once the male wakes up, he is horny as hell.
Horny son of a bitch.
Breaking free the female and carrying her away from captivity. Yes, honeymoon style. No, there is no reason for him to do that. She's not sick, she's not injured. If anything, she should be carrying him around since not 5 minutes earlier Kong got stabbed in the ankle. Later he tries to, as the youngsters say it, raise her up. Then everybody shags, Lady Kong gets pregnant and is apprehended by the army. Mr. Kong then crosses the countryside causing mayhem along the way. And by mayhem I mean starring in a series of silly vignettes with the local hillbillies.
Oh no! My dad's gonna kill me! You're gonna love that. Now hold on tight and close your eyes.
I love the implication of this being the least embarrassing script they came up with. Anyway, Kong reaches the female as she enters labor and has to fend off a whole army while she delivers the baby. Ultimately, he succumbs to his wounds, but not before taking a look at Kong Jr., which is cute. Later, both mom and child are brought to Borneo to live the rest of their lives in peace. This movie is a major mood whiplash from the last one. We went from arguably the darkest and most cynical take on King Kong to ever grace the silver screen to this. And this seems to have been the case since the very start of the movie's development, if what we know from the unproduced scripts are anything to go by. I would argue that the crew got cold feet from the lackluster reception of the first flick, not entirely without reason blaming it on the film's gloomy atmosphere. Jeez, where have I heard that one before? Overall, it has its cute moments, but the attempts at a family-friendly movie more often than not fall flat on its face. The creators of this duology never quite nail Kong's characterization. He always felt a little off, channeling too much of that derpiness of the original stop-motion monkey. This was already the case 10 years prior, but is even more pronounced this time, where the tone of the scenes in which he's in fluctuates a lot. One moment he's tossing around military jeeps, the other he's carefully strolling through small towns, watching baffled as the people run away from him. Credit where it is due, the film does a much better job at making you root for Kong. Not only does he spend most of his screen time away from civilization not doing harm to anyone, the few people he hurt were actively trying to kill him. Like a group of hunters who, not satisfied with just capturing the ape, tried to burn his face, or the deranged army general who explicitly disregarded orders from above to capture Kong alive. Overall, details like that are insufficient to save this film. Despite being really out there as far as Kong movies in general go, King Kong Lives is remarkably bland. Not bad per se, just aggressively forgettable. There are no scenes or set pieces of notes in here, making the whole experience have a very budget feel to it. Like a film you would watch one Saturday afternoon on TV and soon forget about. One of those films with dogs who save kids, you know. So yeah, yet again a dark and gritty King Kong movie was followed by a much lighter, much goofier sequel that failed to leave an impression on audiences, who guaranteed this one also flopped in the box office. But as always, I'm sure at least one of you watching likes this one. This is your call to leave a comment below about your thoughts on the movie. Anyway, a few years after this particular film came and went, Universal would finally start development of their own take on the 1933 original. But the truth is that it would drag its feet for over a decade before finally entering high gear at the start of the 2000s. The result is an exciting love letter to the classic movie, dragged down by the director's penchant towards excesses.
Pocket sand. Yeah.